Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope you're fantastic. Everything here is great. And I mean that. I feel pretty normal today. Pretty okay. That's a good thing. My head seems okay. Um, and so we can talk about something fun. Let's talk about video games. And I'm curious about how you play video games. If you don't play video games, why not? Tell me that in the comments. Um, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 recently. I hadn't picked my Switch up since like May, and then just recently I've played a few games, and leading up to, I wanted to play this game. I bought it at launch. Xenoblade 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games ever. I was really excited for it. I bought it, and then I hadn't played it. And next month is going to be a reading month because the new Mistborn book is coming out, so I'm going to read that trilogy. And so I wanted to get this game in the bag. So, but that being said, this is a gigantic game. If you haven't played any of the Xenoblade games, they are JRPGs, and as such, there's generally a lot of mechanical complexity, meaning that the tutorial lasts for hours and hours and hours and hours. In fact, like in this game series in particular, you're probably there's still unlocking mechanisms, unlocking benefits and whatnot. I mean, all the way up to the end of the game. 60, 70, 80, 100 hours, you're still learning new stuff. It's not like the game gives you the game up front and then that's it. You just unlock stuff after stuff. There's new trinkets, new this, new that, and you're just constantly learning. And this game is no different. Like, I would say it was probably 30 hours in when I got to the most recent unlock, and I'm probably 60 hours in already. I don't know. There's going to be more, I'm sure. If it's anything like the previous two games, there's going to be a whole lot more. But that's the point. I think I'm currently sitting at about 60 hours in, and I'm only on chapter 4. And I think there's probably 10 chapters. I don't know. There's a ton of chapters in this game. I've not looked up anything about it, but judging by the previous two titles, I'm probably a quarter of the way through the game, ish. A third to a quarter of the way through the game. And I've put 60 hours in. And the reason is because I like to do all of the things. And so my question coming into this discussion was, if you play video games, are you a completionist? Do you have to do all of the things? I don't consider myself a completionist, but I am a totalist. And I think those are very different things. I don't try to 100% games very often, if ever. I think the last game that I tried that I did 100% intentionally was, and I mean, when I mean that, I mean like in the world of RPGs, large scale games. The last one I did was Immortals: Rise of Phoenix. I absolutely didn't want to stop playing that game. I wanted to keep playing it forever and ever, and I did everything that there was to do. But that being said, take Breath of the Wild, for instance. I am not going to spend my time running around finding all the Korok seeds. I just don't care. They don't really give me any benefit that I care about. And so, in that regard, I am a completionist in that I want to do 100% of the quests that are presented to me. I want to hit all of the major story points that I have the option to hit. I want to find collectibles, but I'm not going to take it to the extreme. If there's like some super cool gear I can get by finding 1,000 of these things, or I'm not going to do that. Or maybe, I don't know. I did it with Immortals. So in this game in particular, made it very frustrating in the beginning because it is so hand-holdy. It is a JRPG, but it's also very, 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 very story heavy. I would say that by the time you have played this game, you have read a full novel's length worth of wording, and you've listened to an additional full novel's length worth of voice acting. Like, there's just so much story. There's just so much lessons to be learned, and that is half of the game, is just listening and reading. And so in the beginning of the game, I was really frustrated because I wanted to go do, like, oh, there's something over there blinking. I want to go see what that is. And the game's like, no, 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 no. We can't go that way yet. We have to go do this thing. And I'm just like, please, can we get this hand-holding over with? Like, let me go die. I don't care. You know, if you've not played a Xenoblade game, even in the starting area, there are end-game monsters. Like, there are, if you walk too far, you know, too close to one of these end-game monsters, they one swipe kill you, you're dead, right? So you kind of have to be cautious as you're moving about the world as an under-leveled character, or you will find yourself in some pretty sticky situations. And so, in the beginning of the game, you're in one of those areas where there's in-game stuff right there. Like, you start off in an area where, well, there's mid-game stuff right there. And it was really, you know, like, I'm like, please, I just want to go see it. Like, I don't really care if I survive that combat or not. It's not the kind of game where you have to really give a damn about dying. You can die it doesn't matter. It means nothing. So, but it wanted to hold my hand and yank me and say, no, you have to go do this first. And that was frustrating because I'm the kind of person that I will not leave an area until I have fully explored that area. And on this, there's a map, and the map is dark, and you fill it in as you explore, and so I'm filling in the map before I'm doing anything. And, you know, like I said, I'm on chapter 4, and I have, every time you find a new base, there's new side quests, and I have done all of those. I have done every side quest I can do before continuing the main story, and Em and I joke about this, because we both play that same way. We both like to do 100% of the side stuff first and then go do the main stuff. And I'm just like, I just told her before coming down here that I have to go do the main quest now because I'm out of side stuff to do. There's technically still 2 side quests, but one of them I haven't unlocked the region because I haven't done the main quest, and the other one is kind of it unlocks new pieces of that side quest as you move through the main game. So there are a couple of active side quests. I just can't do them until I progress. And I don't want to progress. I want to keep exploring. It's more fun. So I'm curious to know, what do you do? When you're playing an RPG like this, you know, like The Witcher 3, I mean, I did all of the things that I could do. There was definitely some collection stuff I didn't 100% that game, but I did every quest, side quest, goal thing I could possibly do. I love doing that sort of stuff. So let me know how you play in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is odious. It is an adjective meaning to be so offensive or disgusting that people are repulsed or experience revulsion. To depend upon a profession is a less odious form of slavery than to depend upon a father. Virginia Woolf, a British essayist and novelist. Odious. O-D-I-O-U-S. I would say, in my youth, I found that being odious was fun for me. And so I would do things and say things that were just very off-putting for a laugh. I was like a troll before internet trolls were a thing.